Welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Christy, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening this week, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/New Jersey. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Pace University.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for coming tonight. Let's get our presentation going. All right, everybody. So my name is Lexi Leach. I'm an admissions counselor from Pace University. We are located in Manhattan, right in the heart of New York City in the financial district. We are 5 minutes from Wall Street, across the street from City Hall, about 20-minute train ride from Times Square and a lot of the auditions in the city. So between our two campuses, we have about 9,000 undergraduate students, but all of our performing arts majors take place on our New York City campus, which has about 6,000 students. And we have students coming from all 50 countries, over 100, or all 50 states, over 100 countries. And just this past year, we are up to, I think, 11% international students. So really exciting to be working with people from all over. Here's a little rundown of all the different colleges that we have at Pace University. So our performing arts majors are located in our Dyson College of Arts and Science, which is also where our core curriculum is housed as well. So what's great about Pace and performing arts in particular, just arts in general, is even though you're going to have a conservatory style training, you're also going to have that liberal arts university. So every student, no matter your major, will be taking classes all across all of these different colleges that you see listed here. You may even be interested in double majoring or minoring. So this will just kind of give you a view of some of your options. So here at Pace, we have several performing arts majors and minors, as you can see here. Every single one of these BFA and BA programs do require a pre-screen and an audition or a portfolio review. So for our BFA programs, we have acting for film, TV, voiceovers, and commercials, commercial dance, musical theater, production and design for stage and screen. And then for our BA programs, we have our acting international performance ensemble, as well as a directing program, which is pretty rare. And we also have stage management. We do offer some minors in our PPA, but some of those minors do require prereqs or require that you have a performing arts major that goes with it. But you can look up any of these majors online and click through the exact curriculum if you want to see the classes that go with each. We do also have a couple of art options. So we have our BFA in art, which is 72 credits, as well as our BA in art or art history, which is 36 credits. That BFA does require a portfolio submission. The BA is a really great option if you're interested in using it as a double major because it's far less credits. So if you're interested in having something in the arts and then maybe majoring in something else as well, that's also a really great option. And again, with that portfolio and the BFA in art, that means that most of your degree is going to be in these different mediums that you see here. And then as you work through your program, you can kind of slim it down to the emphasis that is you want to make your main focus. So here at Pace, we have a lot of really great facilities offered. So we have our Pace Art Gallery. Students are presenting their art in a real New York City gallery before they're even graduating. Film screening room, Black Box Theater, Pace Dance Studios. We have a partnership with the International Center for Photography, where they come and use our black and white studio, and then our students are allowed to go take classes with them and take those credits and bring them back to Pace. So really great partnerships, as well as the Lincoln Center, like you see here. We have student written works that are performed there as well. So some really exciting opportunities. For our pre-screen and audition, I think the best place to look is our performing arts link that you see at the bottom, which I will drop in the chat after this. You are allowed to upload to as many programs as you want. So after you submit your academic application, you will submit your pre-screen, and you can apply to separate programs, multiple programs. You may even be invited back to audition for multiple programs. So look through that. We have our students' decisions released usually sometime in March, so you have most of April to make that final decision. So obviously we have some incredible main stage productions. Our students just did If Then recently, and we have TV and film festivals, devised works. We have artist in residence programs. So our most recent one this past semester was Justin Guarini from American Idol. So we also have some really great professors who are still working in their fields, some adjunct professors. So really, really great connections, whether you're interested in art or photography or choreography or dance or musical theater, or whatever it is, they can connect you, which is really, really exciting, as well as our student-run production companies. So those are put on entirely by students, and students outside of PPA can audition for those. So it gives students an opportunity to dive into different roles that maybe they're not doing in their major. We do have our students take what is called University 101 to kind of go over their PACE path. This will just give students a chance to kind of create a blueprint for what their next few years at PACE might look like, but of course this can change over time. We do have a heavy focus on internships at PACE, and sometimes as an arts or performing arts student, you wonder kind of what that looks like for you. So our Career Services Center works to make sure that we can connect you to the industry, however that may look. So maybe it's working as a casting assistant, or a late night TV show assistant, or working in box office or social media for Playbill, or whatever that may be. And to talk a little bit about financial aid, this is the average that a student is given at PACE for financial aid from us. We offer, of course, like the merit scholarships and then scholarships through the Honors College, as well as filling out the FAFSA and getting that need-based aid. And you do not have to fill out a separate application for the Honors College or to be considered for a merit scholarship. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. Just to plug a couple of the things our students have been in recently, we've had students in Dear Evan Hansen, Hamilton, Jagged Little Pill, Carolina Change, and we currently have the most active Rockettes, including the Center Rockette. So feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next, we will have the new school.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dina, and I work in undergraduate admission at the New School. I'm very happy to be with you this evening, afternoon for me, but evening in the East Coast, to tell you a little bit more about the New School and how your interest in performing and visual arts and also liberal arts might fit into our university. So we are actually made up of 5 different colleges. The 3 that we're mostly going to focus on today are kind of traditional undergraduate programs. We have Parsons School of Design. It's one of the top art and design colleges in the world and the top in the country. So it's a good place to be if you're interested in visual arts. We also have Eugene Lang College of Liberal Arts, and then we have the College of Performing Arts. I'm going to dig a little deeper into each of those. So Lang is our liberal arts college, but we actually have some really cool performing and visual arts opportunities there if you want to get a more expansive liberal arts education while still getting to focus in on your interest in the performing or visual arts. We have a theater major, we have a dance major, we have an arts major. So there are really a lot of options there, and Lang is really kind of typified, I guess, by the small seminar style classes. So although our university isn't teeny tiny, Lang is a small college within our greater university. So you will definitely have an experience like the one you're seeing on this slide. Parsons is our largest college within the New School. As I said, it's a really great place to be if you're thinking about the visual arts. We offer a number of different majors there, from fashion design, communication design, design and technology. You can apply undeclared. There are really a lot of options. And we have a tremendous amount of making space on our campus, and that is available to all students, which is pretty unusual. So if you are interested in maybe getting into 3D printing and either you're majoring in something else or maybe not at Parsons at all, you still have access to those facilities. And then finally, we have our College of Performing Arts. The College of Performing Arts is made up of 3 different schools. So there's a lot of layers to the new school. And we have Manna School of Music, which is our classical conservatory. We have the School of Jazz and Contemporary Music, and then we have a School of Drama. So really any type of performing arts that you're interested in, it will be covered by the College of Performing Arts, unless you're, again, interested in something a little more liberal arts oriented. We also have a Parsons campus in Paris. They have select majors available, so not the full suite that we have on our New York campus, but it's a pretty great opportunity if you are interested in studying at an American university, but getting that experience abroad. So all of that is housed within this one comprehensive university based in Manhattan in the Village. So we are in downtown Manhattan, right in the heart of it all, similar to Pace. We have 10,000 students on our campus, and we have student representation from all 50 states and 116 different countries. And we are actually the most international school proportionate to our size of any school in the country, with close to 40% of international students. So there are students from all over the country and all over the world that will be your classmates if you end up at the new school. A couple of things I do want to feature are our BA, BFA pathway and our BA, MA. So you do have to apply directly into one of our colleges, but for students who want to kind of subvert that and major across colleges, we have that BA, BFA option. For students who want to get a BA at Lang, so a liberal arts degree, and then a BFA either at our School of Jazz and Contemporary Music or at Parsons. So this is a really great 5-year option for students who know that they want that really solid liberal arts curriculum foundation, but also want a really strong experience in the performing or visual arts as well. The BA MA is also a great opportunity for you to be able to start taking graduate classes as a junior. It basically fast tracks you into our master's program, and you can graduate with your undergraduate degree and then only have 1 year left of your master's if you do maximize those credits. So just a couple of ways to kind of go even further with what we have available. But if doubling up on programs isn't up your alley, we do have over 50 university-wide minors. So there are lots and lots of ways to study across the university. A Parsons student who's majoring in fashion design can minor in psychology. A contemporary dance major at Lang can minor in communication design. You can minor in the dramatic arts, you can minor in composition. There are all sorts of ways for you to really get the experience of being a new school student, even if you're wanting to study beyond your major. This is just a quick overview of where our campus is. We are a non-traditional campus, as many schools in New York are. We are not contained, so we're really integrated into the city. And I do encourage you to go check out the virtual tour if you don't have a chance to actually be in the city anytime soon. It's a nice way to take a peek at what you might find yourself doing in the future. Our application process is pretty standard. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but we are on the common application. And then there are pretty standard components like essays, transcripts, letters of recommendation. And then there is a portfolio for Parsons, as well as an audition for the College of Performing Arts. We are test optional and have been for many years. So frankly, you don't need to send your test scores to us unless you think that they will be advantageous to your application, particularly maybe if your GPA is on the lower side. High test scores could be useful for us, but otherwise there's really no reason to send. And then if English is not your first language, you may be asked to send English proficiency scores. We offer both merit and need-based aid. Merit's based off of the strength of your application, and need-based aid is FAFSA. And our deadlines are early action, regular decision, and then we do offer fall and spring entry. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that, but please do reach out to us anytime if you have questions. We are here to help you figure out if the new school is a school you should be considering. And I'm going to pop my email into the chat and you can reach out to me directly anytime. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Next, we will have University of Delaware.
All right. Hello, everyone. Give me a second while I pull my screen up. Right. So my name is Crystal Santos. I am one of the admissions representatives here in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. And University of Delaware, unlike and what makes us a little different from the previous 2 institutions you heard from, is that we're not in the city, but that's okay. We are in the suburban Newark, Delaware. and Delaware being here on the East Coast, where we have plenty going on as well. So we have about 18,000 undergraduate students here at University of Delaware, about 4,600 in our incoming classes, and about 600 of the students in our honors program. So we have about 46 countries represented. So, you know, certainly never know who you'll be rooming with, but it's exciting to get to know so many other people from across the country and abroad as well. So we do have an international population as well on campus. So being here in Newark, Delaware, you're probably like, okay, how do I get around? How do I make sure that I can get from point A to point B? Actually, what you see in this picture is exactly what the campus looks like. This is center campus and little, you know, quintessential campus town, college feel, red brick, Georgian architecture, and surrounding this central campus here are your residence halls as well as art studios, which we'll talk about a little bit more, but easy access to get around, even outside in other parts of the state of Delaware. So it's important to mention as well that you're about 40 minutes south of Philadelphia, about 2 hours from New York City, 2 hours north of DC, about an hour and 15 north of Baltimore. So we're pretty central in terms of a lot of those major cities that you can get to either by train. You have a train station right on campus, bus, we have local buses to get around. And hey, if you have a car, you're welcome to bring that on campus as well, even as a freshman. But trust me, you can survive without a car. I know I did. So with that as well, there's a lot that you can do on as well as off campus. So let's jump into a little bit more as to like the majors and what University of Delaware offers. Yeah. All right, so we offer over 150 majors. So that might seem overwhelming to some. That seems great to others, especially if you're considering multiple majors. And I want to direct you to a couple of resources that are very helpful for our students or for students considering UD. So the first link that you see here is our major finder, where you can explore all the different performing arts, visual arts majors that we have. It gives you information such as what you'll actually be learning here. What is your curriculum like from freshman year all the way through senior year, internships, career opportunities, job opportunities where students have pursued and worked as well. The next link that you see here, our outcomes page, actually highlights what our alum are doing. Where are the graduates of University of Delaware going? Are they continuing their education? Are they working? What are they doing? It also gives you an idea of like median salary, as well as, once again, where our graduates are working as well within the country and abroad as well. And just gives you a lot of great helpful information to know really what our students, our former students, our alumni are doing. Make a note as well that any of our art majors, you can absolutely double major as well. So you can take on multiple art or music majors, or you can go outside of that and venture into more of the humanities or business if you'd like to do so. So you have a lot that you can explore. That's one of the benefits of having so many majors offered at UD. So talking a little bit more about our School of Music, we have a wonderful, really hands-on, detailed faculty who love and care about your ability to perform and be able to talk about music, right? So within School of Music, as you can see here, there's a list of all the different music majors. If you do the Bachelor of Music, as well as the Bachelor of Arts, you will be required to also audition for those. They really want you to understand music and do a performance or so, or submit a video so that they can actually hear your talents. So that is certainly part of the application process that we'll talk about a little bit more. But in addition to that, I'd like to say that we always have a wonderful marching band, our Fighting Blue Hens and our marching band, which is actually we have about 300 or so marching band students. And most of those students, about 90%, are in non-music majors. So even if you're not necessarily in a music major, you are welcome to be a part of the marching band and still be and have that connection to music and perform. So lots that you can do within music itself. If you're not looking into music, but maybe more of the arts side, arts and design, we have where you could do a Bachelor of Fine Arts. And of course, that does require a portfolio submission. If you're looking to do visual communications, also housed under our College of Arts and Sciences, then you can certainly submit a portfolio there as well. But if you're just doing a Bachelor of Arts, degree, so not the fine arts, but just the BA, you do not have to submit a portfolio at all. So once again, it just depends on your interest and what you would like to do, but certainly you'll have a number of studio related classes. We also have art studios on campus, galleries, exhibits all around campus as well. Even here in admissions, we have a number of exhibits displayed, or students works displayed around campus as well. Also want to mention too that we also have a fashion design and product innovation major, which incorporates technology into the fashion design piece. And within our College of Agricultural and Natural Resources, we also have landscape architecture. If you're looking to do theater as well, that's also home under our College of Arts and Science as a minor. Really briefly, just wanted to let you know of the general application requirements, essays, as well as the self-reported academic record. We are test optional, so you do not have to submit test scores, but if you do, you can self-report those, as well as a letter recommendation or school report. And then application to our honors college as well is included in that. Some quick dates for you as well: early action and regular decision, November 1st, early action deadline, January 15th, regular admission deadline. And last but certainly not least, the best way to reach us is through these sites here. So you can get to know your admissions representative, more about us as well. And any questions you have, do not hesitate to reach out. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, we will have Rider University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Olivia Orlando. I'm an admissions counselor for Rider University. I'm also a recent graduate of Rider University. I majored in Arts, Entertainment, Industries Management under the School of Media and Fine and Performing Arts. And so I know what it's like to be an art student at Rider. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. All right. So Rider University is located in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. It's about 15 minutes away from the state capital of Trenton, New Jersey, and 15 minutes away from Princeton, New Jersey. We're also located right off a major highway, which leaves a lot of room for restaurants, local attractions, things to do in the area, and so forth. We're also right in between the two major cities of Philadelphia and New York City. We're about an hour away from each of those, which leaves really great opportunities for our art students as they're able to take the train and go to the city to get headshots done, to audition for shows and things like that. There's about 3,600 undergraduate students on our campus, which means there's plenty of room to make new friends. They come from 36 different states, 2 US territories, and 53 different countries. Our average class size is about 17 students and an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. What that meant for me as a student was my professors really got to know me on a personal level, and I was really a name and not a number at the university, which I really appreciated. We have over 70 different majors at Rider, so there's plenty of opportunities on our campus. And on the next slide, you can see all our arts majors. We have acting for film, television, and theater, a BFA in musical theater, as well as a BA in musical theater. We have music education that prepares you to become teachers in the industry, arts, entertainment, industry management, that prepares you to go into the business performing arts side of the field, and dance, and so many different opportunities, like I mentioned. We are a School of Media and Fine and Performing Arts, and then our Westminster Choir College. That's where our arts programs are located. The School of Media and Performing Arts is more of your contemporary style, and Westminster Choir College is more classical, such as sacred music, voice performance, piano, organ, and so forth. We have about 100 annual student performances on our campus each year, so there's plenty of opportunities to perform. We have 6 major productions. We have 3 musicals and 3 non-musicals each year, and 7 choirs, with each focusing on a different style of music, and that includes our Grammy Award-winning Westminster Symphonic Choir. We also have clubs and organizations that you can get involved in, such as our Rider University Pep Band and our Rider Student Theater Company, which is a student-run and produced theater company on our campus. We have opportunities to study abroad as an art student as well. Our semester in LA program is a really great way for students to get immersed into the media production and entertainment industry and have a really hands-on experience by doing internships, going to studios, talking with guest speakers, and attending special events. they're also able to navigate what it's like to work in the entertainment industry in a really big major city like Hollywood and build an impressive resume as they're networking and working in the field. We actually just had a tour guide that just finished the semester in LA program. She had a blast with so many different experiences she got to have. And she recently gained a job working with the MLB post-graduation. Here's some of our other outcomes. We have students that have toured with Hamilton, Ragtime, Disney Cruise Lines. I am currently enrolled in a master's program for arts management at Rider, and we got to meet with the president of Disney Theatricals, which was a really great opportunity. We have had students working for Jazz at Lincoln Center, Miami City Ballet, so many big, large corporations in the arts and entertainment industry. So some important dates: November 15th is our early action deadline. It's also our deadline to submit your pre-screens for our BFA in musical theater, our BA in musical theater, and our BFA in acting for film, television, and theater program. January 15th is the preferred freshman deadline for scholarship considerations. So that would be for majors like arts, entertainment, industries, management, dance science, and so forth. We also have honors consideration on that date as a priority deadline. And then February 1st is the priority deadline for filling out your FAFSA. And then May 1st is your decision day. I wanted to also note that for majors like contemporary theater practice and theater with a concentration in design and technology, there is an interview required, and that information can also be found on the website. We would love for you to stay connected with us. After talking, you can come and take a campus tour with us. We're offering campus tours throughout the summer. We also have a BA Bronc for a day program where you can come to our Rider campus and really be a Rider Bronc. You'll be able to sit in on a class that you'd be taking as for example, a musical theater major, and be able to meet with the faculty and current students enrolled in the program. Also get to eat in our dining hall too. And then we also have some fall open house dates where you can talk to the faculty one-on-one and hear about the programs from them that you're interested in. If you visit our campus 3 times, you can receive $1,000 toward your freshman year textbooks. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to contact me. All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And now we will move into the Q&A portion of our webinar today. So if all of the representatives could turn your cameras back on. And our first question tonight: what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And if you could answer in the order you presented. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. So I would say that my biggest advice is just looking for what priorities mean the most to you. So it's going to be really overwhelming seeing so many schools, but you'll start narrowing it down based on, is location most important to you? Is offered major most important to you? So just narrowing down your preferences and your priorities will really help those schools shine to know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I would second what Lexi said. Also thinking about, like, what do you want the culture on your campus to be like? Do you want it to be a politically engaged campus? Are you looking for a certain like religious affiliation, things like that? And then also just asking lots of questions. Like, nothing is silly. You can ask us all of the things, and we've heard it, and we want to help you, because our job is just to help you figure out if our school is a good fit for you. And obviously we'd love if it is, but it's okay if it's not. So just, feel free to ask for help and ask for what information is meaningful to you.
All great advice. So I'd like to add that certainly my biggest tip is to stay organized. Make sure you have a planner, something to track, who you're applying to, what the deadlines are. We all mentioned auditions and what applications need to be in, things like that. So just make sure you have some kind of planner or something to stay organized and stay on track so that you are not behind at all in the process.
My advice is very similar. My advice is to look for qualities that you're looking for in a university, and really just write down a list of what exactly you're looking for, like a big or small campus, what kind of atmosphere that you're interested in attending.
Thank you, everyone. All right, our next question will be, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
I think that, is it Dina? Is that your name from the new school? I think that you kind of sparked one for me. It's just how diverse the student body is at Pace. I think plays such an awesome role in just the world experience that you can get by going to a school that has a diverse community, so that you can learn from other people and really just leave as a well-rounded person. So sometimes when I'm with other schools, it's like being in the middle of Manhattan is such an exciting thing, but I would say even bigger than that. Being around such a diverse group, I think, makes you leave as a better person.
I think based on what I was able to share with you, flexibility and that you truly can do so many different things at all at the same time at the new school. And that's really what we're designed for. But something I didn't have time to talk about because it was so short is we're also a very civically engaged campus. And I think the students are really the heart of that. And so if being on a campus that is really, the students are really committed to social justice and being politically engaged and really active in that way, if that's important to definitely keep that in your mind, that we have great programs and also we have a particular type of culture that I think suits a lot of students.
So for University of Delaware, I want to make mention, I didn't get a chance to as well, that we have a wonderful population that's interested in studying abroad, exploring, being able to see, even outside of campus, getting to know people and just have that exposure and awareness of other cultures as well. We have a unique program called the World Scholars Program, where our first semester freshmen can actually go abroad, and then they're required to go abroad again junior year. So whereas you may not be on campus those 2 particular semesters, you will be all the other 6, So it's just a great way, once again, just to have that exposure in other countries and certainly be able to be around people and be able to be an art major or a music major or so, and have those opportunities outside of your comfort zone here in this area.
One thing that I want you to remember is that at Rider, you really get to pursue what you're passionate about because we're a small campus and you really get to know your professors and your peers. When I was a Rider student, I was really interested in the arts, so I got to get involved with helping with the box office and being a stage manager, but I was also interested in things like softball. And so I was able to be the president of the Rider Club softball team. So you really get to pursue what you are passionate about, which I loved.
Thank you. All right, and our next question, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
This one's a little bit harder. I think there's just a lot of doubt sometimes when you're going through your college admissions process. So I would just encourage people to, I don't know, look at your strengths, because sometimes you think you're not good enough to even apply to a school, or maybe your grades aren't high enough, your test scores aren't high enough, you're not talented enough. But definitely get rid of all of that, because obviously you'll never know if you don't try. And you might have, and you definitely have, something really special that each school is looking for specifically. So I guess just debunking how hard and how cutthroat it can be, because there's also a side that's really inviting and exciting and could change your whole life.
Related to that, I think it's helpful to remember that nothing, or most things at least, aren't as high stakes as I think that they can feel in this process. And I mean that in terms of that you don't have to be a perfect student or the most talented artist or the most experienced performer. But also I think sometimes it can feel like, oh, I messed up, I didn't do this exact thing on the exact deadline. And there are definitely highly selective schools that those things might come into play a little bit more, but most of us aren't in that same boat, even if we have really competitive, rigorous programs. And we are looking for reasons to bring you to our campus, not to keep you out. So ask for what you want. And like Lexi said, you'll never know unless you try. So just remembering to take a breath, and that, things aren't do or die. Deadlines often can be fudged if there's a good reason, as long as you're communicating with your admission team.
I think Dina and Lexi really touched on certainly what I would suggest as well. And along the way, even if you have questions you're not sure, as it was already mentioned, also ask questions, connect with your admissions counselor, get answers to questions, schedule time to meet with them if that helps you. So that way it can take away some of that fear and doubt that maybe you have or going through as well. So that's just some advice there.
I agree with what everybody's been saying so far. It's been wonderful. And just know that you are enough. And I remember when I was going through the college search process and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so nervous about my SAT and my ACT scores. However, we're here for you. And we look at so many other things like your involvement and really what you're passionate about, like the arts. And so just know that you are enough.
Thank you all. And thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-minute survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check the schedule to sign up for more sessions. There's more sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Thank you.